as good as he could have been, and it's a year off, like you said. I just don't see how it would have never worked. It would have gotten worse and worse as time went on. Finally, today we get a kind of resolution to what's been going on for the past couple of weeks. United handled this really poorly, leaks, and that really screwed them up. But good. I'm glad someone leaked it. Clearly, someone at United was like, "This is garbage. I'm leaking this." The whole PR strategy is leaked. Hostiles. It was really bad. But today, I finally get the news that United have decided to cut ties. Mason Greenwood put a statement as well. He's leaving the club.
I want to quote exactly what it was. Attempted rape, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and controlling and coercive behavior are the charges that were brought against him. So Manchester United in January of last year, 2022, suspended him from all training and playing of games. What next for Mason Greenwood? He's only 21 years old. Still, although he's missed a year and a half of football, still was one of the best young talents in the entire world, not just in England. So I want to hear from you. Where do you think he's going to end up? And don't give me cop-out answer of Saudi Arabia.
Well, that is the answer I'm giving. Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, this entire thing just went really poorly for United, reflected really badly on the club. This is a club that, unfortunately, is associated with Cristiano Ronaldo, who's had his own legal issues, Ryan Giggs, but a lot of things come up after he retired. So it's been kind of looked at like they're not encouraging, can't say that. Sorry, United fans. Supporting or even at least allowing this behavior to happen. Erik ten Hag back in Holland, Marco Overmars was accused and not convicted. It wasn't a crime per se, but he was kind of sexually inappropriate with a woman who was working at Ajax, and Ten Hag defended him when a lot of people were like, "What?" He was like, you have to give people second chances. So the whole thing was bad, and United did not handle it well. Initially, they let the women's team. They said they're going to ask the women's team what they thought, which then made people on the internet just abuse the women's team. And, you're going to stop this player from coming. So the whole thing's been a mess. And while they have now finally made a decision and said they're not going to keep him, I fully believe it's because things got leaked. If they were planning to bring him back, and it got leaked, and it looked really bad, and they realized this and this.
They had no choice. The back was against the wall at that point.
Back was against the wall. To be honest, I don't even know why they were considering bringing him back. They are not a desperate team, right? They have money. They just invested in a big new striker. As talented as he was, there's no PR benefit to this at all. It would have been, him in England would have been hell. Every stadium, it would have been horrible. It would have been, this is the thing. He was not found not guilty. They just couldn't pull the charges because the victim didn't want to cooperate. And happens a lot with victims, so that's a long thing there. Where is he going to go? Just to get back to that thing. To me, the thing is this, right? Marcos Alonso killed someone when he lived in Spain.
I actually forgot about that.
Yes. Now, it was one of those weird things. Yeah, he was drunk driving, right?
I remember the entire story.
It was his girlfriend, right? Or his friend was in the car with him. So it wasn't like he hit
his girlfriend. I think it was his girlfriend in the car with him.
So it was bad, but it happened in Spain, which means when he got to England years later, it wasn't really in the news like that. Had it happened in England, had it been an English player, it would have been the biggest thing in the Prem. My point here is he will find a league where people are not going to care that much. And I'm being honest about it. The attitudes towards women and violence and stuff like that is not the same across the board. And there'll be other places where they'll just be thinking, hey, you're getting a talented player. We'll see what happens. There's a reason Mendy from City went to France, though there were people in Lorient who did have banners up against him. So I can see him in potentially Italy. I can see him in Turkey, which I know you mentioned to me before as well. But we'll see if Saudi Arabia, as much as people brought that up, do Saudi Arabia, who are already trying to show how clean they are, want to associate with that. Because that would be, exactly. So what are you thinking?
The same as you. I mean, I think there are really two main destinations I could see him ending up on. One is Saudi. It depends on how they see the situation, as you said. This entire direction that they've taken with football and sports washing, basically, to take away from, I don't know, whatever else is going on in the country. Maybe they don't want to associate themselves with something like this. Maybe they actually don't care. And I think that's a very likely destination for him, especially if he's someone who's just trying to play football again, and he's probably going to get offered a decent contract and be able to play with some of the best players in the world still. So, and I don't know, like you said, different cultures view these things differently. And Italy, I don't know how it's going to go there, but I could also see him ending up in that kind of league at a team like Juventus. I think only time will tell at this point. At least we've gotten finality that he's not going to be in Manchester United. I can't see anybody in England taking him. I basically writing off that idea.
Hold on,
ever.
hot take, ever.
Yeah. Ever. He's never going to play in England again.
I think he's going to play for England ever again.
Oh, never.
Absolutely
ever,
not. It would be a disaster. Yeah. And final point on this. Listen, this is one of those cases where you have allegations and things that go on, but with Greenwood's case, the evidence was public for everyone to see. You heard the recordings, you saw her face. Exactly. You know, he released a statement today where he's saying, you know, he's not guilty of the things he was accused of, and he's working on himself. I think they had a kid already, actually. So we'll see. There's no winners in this. It's all victims, honestly. I don't want to say I wish him the best in the sense, but I'm glad. I think overall, to be honest, I think it was the right decision overall. Just to leave that toxicity in the past. Him move on. He can go have his career, see what happens there. We'll see what happens with him. And United could move on. I think it was ridiculous that United were going to bring him back. As good as he could have been, and it's a year off, like you said. I just don't see how it would have never worked. It would have gotten worse and worse as time went on.